It is Championship Sunday, 2023 Southern California Pro Series 15K out of the Lakewood Tennis Center in California. I'm Mark Bay, your host here on Crack Rackets. So happy to be here. Yesterday was an amazing day of tennis. Wow. 9 hours of compelling coverage, just so much drama back and forth. And now we have our finals today. We have Hannah Chang, our number one seed, taking on Mary Stoyana. And Stoyana obviously has played a lot of tennis yesterday. Wow. She spent a whole bunch of time on the court. Be interesting to see how her body responds today. And we have Alfredo Perez, who's going to be playing today, our number 5 seed, and he'll be taking on a really strong contender, unseeded here, Andre Illigan, who has been obviously just dominant in his run to the final and took out the 2022 champion Angele yesterday in really convincing fashion, 2-2. So we have great finals with some interesting storylines and definitely some tactical concepts that I'll be trying to touch on as the matches go on. They're on the court. They just finished taking serves and we're ready to get started. So let's get to the tennis. We have on the left of your screen, Mary Stoyana, and she is serving at the top of the screen. Hannah Chang, our number 1 seed, bottom of the screen. And the girls are playing on court 1 today. And Stoyana already showing that she's not only going to just use the slice backhand, she is going to integrate the drop shot today. $40 love, ladies championship. And that's actually quite smart as well. I wondered what Stoyana's answer was going to be to having long rallies with Hannah Chang in general, and then specifically how she was going to manage her service game given how much time she spent on court all week. So she's answered the question. She's going to integrate the net play, and with a drop shot choice and a serve and volley, clearly. She's making some statements early on. Taking a look at the bottom of our screen, Alfredo Perez, 494 ATP, number 5 seed this week. Taking on Andre Illigan, who has just really been impressive the last few rounds. And I'll say this, Alfredo Perez was coming forward, serving and volleying quite a bit yesterday, and that was a game style that got Angele beat. Here he comes. And so I'm wondering, with how compact Illigan's backhand return is, if Alfredo Perez decides to try that tactic like he just did, how that's going to match up. Because clearly right there, he ended up having to dig out a low volley that didn't work well for him. 30-15, first game. I also think that Perez has periods where his first serve percentage comes and goes. That's well played. I think holding serve, it's always a very important part of tennis. It's a no-brainer. But with Wimbledon being on TV, and that's sort of what everyone is watching and connected to, and there's so few breaks, it's just great to see how the men at Wimbledon on the grass manage their service game. And I like to see how that translates to a level like this on a 15K hard court. So Perez is able to hit a couple big ground strokes and get an ace. So he gets a hold to start. Again, we have simultaneous finals going on today, so we will be bouncing back and forth quite a bit. And Daniel Westhoff, the producer extraordinaire, is most certainly going to help us with some two-box situations as well as going back and forth to make sure you can see the action. Hannah Chang is highest 214 in the world, number one seed, 300 in the world when this tournament was chosen. And so Stoyana, I just wondered. I thought maybe there was going to be a bunch of long rallies with Stoyana doing a lot of slicing, but she has come out and said, I'm going to take this match to you. I'm not going to stand back and allow you to move me left and right. I'm going to try to play more of a vertical match than a horizontal match here. Just shows you at the 15K level, it's much more just about the experience and the play more so than it is the ranking. Stoyana, 1,162 in the world, playing the number 300 in the world. So normally you would say, oh my gosh, there's such a big difference. There's no way that this person's going to have a chance. But the truth is, the playing level is actually quite similar. The difference in ranking has a lot to do with points. I am a little confused right now. These young ladies just shook hands. Oh my goodness. Someone is not feeling well and someone is just retired. My guess is that it could be Stoyana because of the challenges that she had physically. But I'm going to double check that. Regardless, we'll just focus on the men then. All righty. Andre Illigan serving. Love one. 30 love. That's a nice serve. That's great. What a forehand. So there's the hole. We're tied 1-1. I think that backhand was in. Great backhand up the line. Illigan does a great job with his footwork, measures his steps well. Seems like it's a little bit more overcast, not as warm as it was yesterday. Both of these young men have college ties. Alfredo Perez was a Florida Gator, and Illigan playing at the University of Hawaii. Illigan ranked 58 in college tennis. So it just shows you how deep college tennis is, and with this new ATP connection accelerator program now, the players that are top 20 in college tennis are going to be getting extra support and wild cards and looks because of their top 20 finish in college tennis. Are going to be getting transitional help in pros. And clearly that decision and that program was paved by how fast of a rise Ben Shelton had last year, going from NCAA champion to top 50 in the world. I think Perez having some of these service games where he misses quite a few first serves is going to open the door for Illigan to play some points on his terms. What a point. What a point. Each guy probing, pushing, negotiating, trying to one-up the next guy's groundie. There was so much tennis dialogue going on there. The angle lefty roll, Perez dictating with the forehand, both guys trying to change direction a little bit to get the rally on the other side of the court. Wow, that was a lot of tennis goods. Perez proves that he's going to be up for the challenge. He's steady. He's not just a flash in the net pan coming forward. He can actually grind from the back. It's a great point. 40-30. That's big time tennis. Really good ball striking and very composed on the forehand by Perez. Staying in an offensive mindset but not overdoing it. And this is the path to how we got here. Pretty convincing first round victory. Tight one with the Aussie Derek Pham. Keegan Smith, local Californian, former UCLA standout. That was the battle. That was that match that you have to get through sometimes en route to trying to win a title. And really dominant fashion yesterday over Jaimee, Floyd, Angele. Andre Illigan's having a wonderful run this week. Alfredo Perez has battled every single match, tooth and nail. Nothing's come easy. Manchella 6-6, Skaya 4-6, Vander Castile 0 in the third. Dostanek lost the first set, had some adversity at 4-all, did a nice job of competing, coming back. There was a lot of points that could have gone either way, and Dostanek was up a break in the third, but Perez gets the job done. So 4 straight tough ones, and obviously a tall order today against Andre Illigan in the final. You can throw out all the rankings, you can throw out all the experience. This is an any given Sunday match. Whoever plays well, plays better, is going to get it done. What's so important, I feel like that happened yesterday, Illigan was only having to work for half his service game. Half the time, Angel was missing returns, and it's not that Illigan is bringing 140-mile-an-hour go on even Isevic serve. He's just a spot server. He has a little bit of a slice cut on it, but he is starting to use that lefty slice that goes into the body, and sometimes that one handcuffs the player. Exactly like that one he used. Wasn't sure if the Perez forehand was long or wide. Oh, a topspin lob goes long. It's been brought to my attention that Mary Stoyana, unfortunately, had to retire. I truly believe that all that extra effort that went into that doubles match last night to win that title with Fiona Crowley on top of a really physical tennis match that she had in the semis, it's too much for her body. Unfortunately, she had to retire, so we wish her well, and hopefully she takes care of her body. It's never fun or a positive thing to have to retire in tennis, but health and welfare of players is always paramount. So we hope Mary is take care of her and do well. She had a great week and a lot to be proud of. That goes long. Also told it was a hip flexor injury, and most certainly that's the type of thing popping out of that I formation and trying to move in doubles on top of all the lateral movement in singles. It was just a really tough match yesterday in singles with her and Cayetano. Illigan serving to try to hold from behind. It's always a tougher thing psychologically as the set goes on, serving from 1-2, 2-3, 3-4, and so on. Because if you don't hold, then your opponent has a 2-game cushion on you. And it feels like there's a lot of separation, even though it's only one break. One, two, deuce. So good. Very compact. And he uses that backhand in so many different ways to absorb pace from the righty forehand, to change direction, to counterattack on the return. It's a very clean technical shot. Great fundamentals on both forehand and backhand by Illigan. That forehand goes long. 2-all in our men's final. The last piece to the Lakewood 15K puzzle. We'll be right back here again next week to close out the series. Second serve return missed there. I feel that rhythm on Perez's serve sometimes. It seems like he's not fully loaded before he explodes into it. It's kind of a pause here, and he waits for the toss to come back down to him. So he goes in spurts where he makes it, and then spurts where he has a bunch of second serves he has to make. It's just a lot of downward momentum at the very end of the motion for those that are the technique purists out there. Playing with a Technofiber racket. He's hitting the second serve almost as well as the first, and that's most certainly been a big key so far. He's been able to get some second serve free points, and that doesn't always happen, especially with a returner as solid as Illigan. Nice pass. Perez coming forward, trying to put some pressure. Just not enough depth or staying on that backhand slice approach. Perez has been cruising. Continuing to put the pressure back on Illigan. He holds for 3-2. So Chang is our champion. Obviously a little anticlimactic with a 1-1 retire in the finals, but Gunaway, 5-4. Taylor Johnson, 1 in the third. Brandy Walker, who packs a wallop and plays some great doubles. And then Brodus, she was on 5-3 in the first. Looked like it was going to be a routine straight setter. And then Brodus had something to say. 6-7, 3-3. Finally gets over the wire. And then Stoyana, because she had too challenging of a week with a hip flexor injury, had to retire at 1-all in the final. Congratulations to Hannah Chang, our champion. Lakewood Tennis Center, SoCal Pro Series 15K. Oh my goodness. That is struck. What a shred on that one. Perez is going to have to make that statement. He's going to have to show Illigan that he can find that corner, because as they build the points and Perez is going my forehand to Illigan's backhand, Illigan's going to get some wood on those, get them deep enough, and beg the question, can you thread the needle? Right now on that one, Perez's answer is yes. And I feel like that is a big part of a righty-lefty matchup. Both players trying to dictate to the other player's backhand, building with their forehand to the other player's backhand. And then Illigan says, hey, by the way, if you don't hit it that big, I can angle you off too. Plot thickens with these guys off the ground. You love to win as many points as you can off a serve, return, and first ball. But then once you get into the ground stroke rallies, you have to figure out which patterns better suit your strengths and template on the other player's weaknesses. I also think Illigan should be a little bit like 60-40 on some of the mid-court forehands. I think he should take 40% of his forehands back inside out and challenge Perez going to the right first instead of always immediately going left. Perez is looking for it and getting his feet set and getting his open stance backhand going. I think that just for disguise and just overall mixing, Illigan needs to take some mid-court forehands and go inside out in this matchup. He is just as cool as a cucumber. I just have seen a lot of great body language this tournament. So hats off to all the players that have been playing in these championship rounds the last couple of days. I feel that the professionalism and the management of emotions after long points and lost points has been outstanding across all the players, men and women's side. What? Uncharacteristic backhand error there. Six straight holds. This is big boy tennis. Men's 15K final SoCal Pro Series. Been bringing all this action to you on the Crack Rackets. It's been an amazing run. It's crazy how fast it's gone. Coach Mark Bay on the ones and twos today, subbing in for Alexander the Great Gruskin. He's closing down the Stevie Johnson and Kukushkin final at West Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, and Detroit. Well, actually, that's more of the suburb of Detroit area. That's good pressure. Perez is going to stay committed to coming forward, which I like. I think that Perez is being wise and not serving and volleying as much against Illigan as he did against Dostanek yesterday. Because Illigan will most certainly, I feel, like the target and be able to find his feet for the first volley more often. Yeah, it's great pressure. See, I think that Illigan will have some opportunity to approach the Perez backhand if he opens up the court the other way first. So I think that is that's a good play. Perez on the forehand defense, I think, is a little craftier with angles and lobs. I think his backhand defense is maybe not as good as his forehand defense. Yeah. Textbook. I love that Perez will continue to keep coming forward. He was not a doubles champion yesterday. He lost in the doubles final and clearly was, I think, just not as quick and not as sharp in his doubles game yesterday. The other team was spot on, though. Segerman, Rock were so good, so tough. But just the fact that he's playing singles and doubles in the final. We know Stoyana had to retire. He physically is not 100% for sure. But you got to play with 100% of what you have. You may not always be 100%, but you've got to compete with 100% of what you have. And right now, we're on serve, 7 straight holds in the first set of this men's final. And they're the men that got it done. Segerman and Trock, so convincing in the final. They had some battles along the way. Jelani Sarr, South Carolina recruit. Jaden Weeks, really good player for University of Kentucky. Able to take down Papa and Van Lobensells, who's a UCLA Bruin. And Perez and Jaimee Vance there in the final. Got off to a quick 5-1 start, and they never looked back. Huge backhand return. Clean winner from Trock at a pivotal moment to get the break at 3-all in the second and then run away with it. So Perez in the singles championship, obviously doubles final yesterday, but congrats to Segerman and Trock. Illigan serving 3-4. Oh my goodness. That was dirty. Breaking ankles. Nice disguise, showing that wind up, getting ready to hit the forehand, and then relaxing his hand and switching from forehand to continental and feeling the drop shot. I think that's a great play in general. When you have your opponent deep in the court like Perez was, it's a great play against the wind. It's a great play on clay. I think Carlos Alcaraz's influence, all players coming up now will probably be more adept at the drop shot tactic. Oh my goodness. Perez plays a bad drop shot and actually gets away with it. Illigan thought to try to hit behind him, but Perez stayed home. He was able to get that that lob volley over his head, but there's a lot of real estate for Illigan to pull that backhand, so I think he wishes he would have made a different choice. Illigan trying to take Perez out wide. Perez is standing fairly deep back there. And he's standing deep back there to take a big cut. I can't say that I've always been in favor of the really deep return position. I know that sometimes Rafa does it, Medvedev, unless it's just some outrageous, Isner or Kyrgios level serving going on. I prefer the Andre Agassi, Monica Seles, Jimmy Connor, the old school, take the return early, take time away. Djokovic, I'm not a big believer in playing really deep on the return as from my coaching hat lies. Nice point. The type of point Illigan wants to win. He wants to engage Perez into the 10-ball plus rallies, but actually win them. He wants the psychological dagger of Perez having to work that hard and not get the actual cachet and the payout. We know Perez has the ability to play the short points in this match. He's shown earlier that he's able to play the long points. Will he continue to be able to play the long points as this match ensues? Wow, he almost got there. Great job by Illigan. And 4-all, getting to the business end of the set. And that is, for Illigan, in my opinion, that's just a bad miss. Why give up the ground, extend the court, and try to hit like some type of roll angle? Why miss wide there? Get the return back in play and put the pressure on Perez. Allowing the opponent to win the first point of the games, they have much higher probability of being able to hold serve when you win the first point of the game. That's well played. Great serve. Nice handling of that high ball. That looks like it's an easy put away, but that ball was actually shanked and had a little funny spin on it. Perez jumped up, took it on the rise, and finished the job to go 30 love. Love that serve. Being able to hit a big serve out wide. It was not a perfectly flat serve. It was like a nasty speed kick that landed on the sideline going away, really stretching Illigan on the forehand. That's a great choice. Instead of always trying to go perfect bomb tee to the backhand, you got to find some other areas where you can get free points on the serve and not run the risk of playing second serve tennis. It's a great choice by Perez and a nice way to close out that game. But the momentum of that game started with what? A very easy, basic, routine second serve return mistake that Perez just parlayed into running the table and getting out of there in the love game at a big time. So now pressure shifts, balls go to Illigan. See if you can actually match that. 9 straight holes. This is a big boy set. What we like to see. Illigan can hold. Then we go to extra innings in tennis from 5-all on. Or Perez can get a break and win the first set in this championship. That's a great start. I mean, I think Illigan for sure needs to continue to be the Energizer Bunny and the guy that wants to initiate longer rallies, but he most certainly has to have that recognition of when his opportunity does come up and he's going to take advantage, because sometimes the points could flip and eventually Perez could take over again. So when you have those short balls and those transition opportunities, most certainly wants to use his speed in his hands and come forward. Good ball. Great shot by Perez. That forehand goes a little wild from Perez. Illigan most certainly will take it. So far, there's just been a lot of front running in the service games. There hasn't been a lot of break chances and receiver having a love 30, and it's been a lot more server leading the charge in each of their service games, and why we've had 9 holds so far. That one was very difficult to read. So it was on the line. Illigan's so even emotionally. If he hits a winner, you can't tell. If he misses, you can't tell. And I think that's a benefit. I think it's a wonderful compliment to him. So that forehand was in. 40-15. That is tough. And to my comment, I think he wants to not rally deep to the Perez's forehand, but to stretch Perez wide to his forehand like that, and then approach and open up the court to his backhand. I think that puts more miles on Perez's shoes and makes it a little bit more difficult for him, I think, to cover the court. I don't think he's as strong going from right back to left as he is the other way around. 5-all. Something is got to give.
So passive!
Whoa, I was in there. Perez has been threading the needle. So far, when he's needed the big forehand, it's been there. He's missed a few, but he's made a whole bunch more.
Ready, come on, man. Vamos.
And that's 15-all. The broadcast booth curse just complimented him, and he made an unforced error.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Guys really taking their time. Tense moments here, 15-30. Serve call just long. And there's a double fault. Way too aggressive of a serve target in that moment. At 15-30, you're just not able. you just don't have that luxury to take that risk. Not sure if he meant to kick it that wide or not, but break points for Illigan. You gotta be kidding me. He has overhead possibilities to finish. Illigan from practically from San Diego makes a couple of gets off overheads, gets back to neutral. Perez can't believe it, and he nets the backhand in disgust and dismay and disbelief and a whole bunch of other words. Andrew Illigan draws first blood in game 11 and breaks to go up 6-5. Before Mary Stoyana, unfortunately, had to retire today. She was a doubles champion yesterday, and she definitely earned her paycheck in that one. She and Fiona Crowley, great run, taking down the number 1 seeds, Cayetano, early on in the tournament, and then running through the draw, and an amazing back and forth seesaw final, 7-5, 6-7, 10-5. Congratulations to them. They hung in there. They stayed the course. They problem solved, and they were able to deal with the momentum shift that after 7-5, 5-1 went against them for them to get over the hump. And here's Mr. Illigan starting off the game with a first serve. And that is how you do things if you want to close it. Great serve +1. Textbook. Slice out wide. First ball, pushing Perez wide to his forehand, which I think is a little bit of the Achilles so far from what I've seen from him the past couple of days. And I'm going to say not a shot Achilles, more of just like a movement challenge. I think he doesn't move as well that way. What a point. Perez showed some good long point discipline there. It looked as if he was going to stay in there and battle with him, but then checked out with the slice. It was a direction change slice attempt that really wasn't well produced, and I would have rather him hit the backhand bigger and try to earn a forehand through depth, through cross-court depth, than at love 30 trying to do a direction change with righty. And that serve is good, and that set is over, ladies and gentlemen. Off an outstanding defensive get to get the break, Andre Illigan shuts it down, wins the first point, runs quality patterns, outlasts Perez in a rally, and then gets another free point on the serve. Just great couple of points here. Looks like Perez is not too happy, and as you see often, when somebody's not too happy and they lost a set, there's often an intermission. So there's a bathroom break. This particular Southern Cal Pro Series has a major carrot at the end. if you're the person that finishes with the most points and you happen to be a U.S. citizen, living in Southern California or going to school in Southern California, you can get a wild card into Indian Wells' qualifying. So Broom, who was a champion, Kumar, Lerner Tien, Keegan Smith, Warren Wood going into this week were the leaders. Obviously, that board's going to look a little bit different after this week, but that was going into this week. On the women's side, Haley Guevara, Megan McRae, who did play this week and was beaten first round by Brodus, Catherine Hui, Kimmy Hance from UCLA, Taylor Johnson from SMU. Shout out to Jeff Navolo. Yeah, that's the group there. So there'll be a little bit of a shift this week, but Haley will most certainly still be at the top going into the last week. That's our story. On the women's side, we don't have tennis to show you. We're very sad about that. Mary Stoyana, just been a battler. She's done such a great job all week, but the way she plays, she puts it all into her heart and soul and her body. And all the sliding and diving and slicing and scrambling and popping out of I formation in doubles, both singles and doubles, took its toll. She had a hip flexor injury. She had to retire, and we wish her well. She's such a great part of this tournament this week in this tournament story, so it's a shame she wasn't able to physically go. I made some statements in the beginning of the match of how she wasn't moving laterally. She was only going forward, so clearly it wasn't like I had a crystal ball. I just thought it was interesting that she certainly volleyed and then drop shot it, but she clearly couldn't go the distance with Chang, who was willing to play 15 and 20 ball points all the way through. So when she knew physically she couldn't go, she shook hands and went to take care of her body, which was obviously a smart thing to do. You got a long career, and you always have to think about health first. So we're about to start a second set in our men's final. First set to Andre Illigan. After his first set victory, it was a little bathroom break by Alfredo Perez, and now a shirt change. He's looking Gator-like right now. And we'll see if he can regroup as he did in his semi against Ostanek. He lost the first set, and he was able to regroup. Missed that one wide. Needs to have a little bit of a safer target coming from the middle of the court that deep. Nice serve. Have to start small. Get right back to work. He did an outstanding job of holding the serve the first 5 games. That 11th game just got away from him. Love that serve spot. Love that 3/4 pace combination, flat with a little bit of slice, going out wide, making the two-hand backhand. Lefty have to stretch his hands. Love that location. Big forehand by Illigan. Love the footwork from Perez. Gets up on the short ball very well. That's good Rafa-ism. That is some good Rafa-ism. What I mean by that is just intentionally working that lefty forehand and making Perez take more steps to his left and more steps to his left and more steps. That's always been that advantage that Rafa had back in the old days before Federer switched rackets and improved his one-hander a little bit. Just making him take so many steps to the left so you just don't want it anymore. It's a good lefty advantage. Great return. And in that instance, to me, that's a little bit of tired legs from Perez. Just not exploding and getting out to the ball. Illigan's always, every now and then, going to catch it flush, because his backhand return is compact and he does take it early. Perez has to be ready for that when he serves it there, particularly when he doesn't serve it wide there. Big opportunity. Illigan had a look at it. Had a forehand with time. Was not able to step up and dictate. Every pattern you have to be able to set the table and then finish. Illigan having a whole bunch of those lefty roll wide ones in the last 2 or 3 games, but hadn't gone for a big down the line in a while. And once he just tried, wasn't able to thread it. There's the serve and volley that we've seen all week. That's nice first serve. And that's a good hold. Illigan has a break point to try to go up a set and break. Doesn't make the forehand. And Mr. Perez holds for one love in the second. Those just joining us looking to see, hey, where's the ladies' final? Well, sad to say it is over. And it was a score of 1-1 retire. Hannah Chang, our number 1 seed, walks away with the title. Our number 4 seed, Mary Stoyana, with a hip flexor injury, was not able to give her best and shook hands in a positive sportsmanship gesture and congratulated Chang. Oh my goodness, that is some great running. Perez is doing a nice job putting himself in position. The speed and the wheels of Illigan, they were on display yesterday. He took, in my opinion, even bigger serve and bigger forehand shots from Angele and neutralized them well. I think Perez is different than Angele in that Perez is much more well-rounded off the ground. I think Perez plays a better, steadier, more consistent ground game plus the net transition. Angele needed to come forward to be successful and win. He couldn't have possibly won a higher percentage of the baseline rallies yesterday. I don't think Perez can win his fair share of points from the back. Looks like that's just long. Possibly a glimmer of hope for Perez. Oh, wow. What a shot. Missed it long to Mr. Perez hanging in there. Down a break point, goes body forehand serve, gets the free point. I love the choice. Illigan on the new world tennis number. It's 3.5. Again, 40 is the starting point as a beginner, and number 1 would be someone as good as Novak Djokovic. Just long. Not a bad choice. Just not a good enough execution. That was really well constructed. So many shots with precision near the lines. Heaviness, power, shape. That was a great point. Oh, man. Sometimes winning that long point like that is worth 2 points. One all. That's a good shot. Nice aggression to big targets. Too close to it. Can't check out of that point there. Fredo Perez is 26. Currently, actually, in the live rankings, 481 in the world. Oh,
Right up. Come on.
good hands. Feels like there's a lot of momentum in this game. Key moment. And there it is. Just pushing Perez to the right. I think he likes to play more from the center or just off right. But really hard wide right. Doesn't seem like he likes that ball. That's a good way to erase a break point. Just seems like he wants to win. I mean, he's here. He's present. He's locked into this final. He wants to win. I just think that the collective fatigue in the body sometimes with these combined weeks, playing the singles and the doubles and going deep, I don't think people realize how challenging it is at all levels. There's just so few players that were like from blasts from the past, Jonas Bjorkman or Patrick Rafter or even John Makenna. But Illigan has these break points and he's not putting the ball in play. He's not putting the ball in play. For a guy that's smart and steady, that's the one little thing he hasn't done well. He's had a chance now to break Perez in both of these service games. Looks like Perez doesn't agree with the call. He thinks it was wide. It's called deuce. He's not happy. I don't have a good angle on it. It felt a little wide to me, but I'm just too far away. No way I could have an honest opinion one way or the other. And at the $15,000 level, we do not have a challenge system. That's tough. Because for him, he thought that's a game and a hold and a changeover. think that forehand was wide. It's a great point and a good. Yeah, I was wide. It was a good, gut check type of point for Perez because he's already down a set, so he's not happy about that. Now he's not happy about the line call, and it's one of those moments where some players can get to be a little chippy and volatile, and if they don't get their way in that short period, they can get despondent and sometimes check out of a match. So great to see him play a really stubborn, tough, competitive point there and stiffen his resolve and try to keep himself in this match. There's a hole. Forehand return goes long. Again, 7 weeks. Southern Cal Pro Series. We are in week number 6. So I know the graphic says week 1, but we're week number 6. It's week number 1 of 2 Lakewood weeks, but we're in week 6 of this 7-week series of 15Ks, both on the men and women's side. Such a great, unique format. Seldom anywhere in the world would you have brother and sister events going on in such close proximity like that, to be able to save expenses and give players who are juniors, college players, and lower level professionals that are trying to work their way up these opportunities in a small confined space where they can save economically and get the opportunity to earn points and move themselves up. So one more week and Lakewood Tennis Center will be the site for the last one. So Eric Stevens and his crew that have done a great job this week are going to just go ditto and replicate it and run it back one more time. Perez has a lot of power. Again, he's 6'4", 175 pounds. Much bigger in stature than I believe. Yeah, Perez doesn't like that call, but that ball is for sure on the back of the line. That's a wishful thinking call in that case. It's an age-old question. If a ball is 99% out, is it 100% in? And the answer is yes. Missed it. I like that play from Perez. Playing a little defense over there, not missing the forehand. And just playing the geometry game. I dare you to make the tougher shot. I dare you to hit that down the line perfectly in the corner. I don't like that point from Milligan. He was ahead. He had a great forehand. He had a ball with time. And then he chooses to go drop shot instead of hitting the approach shot. This is men's tennis, and it's not on clay. It's on hard court. You have to be willing to take those mid-court balls and go. There, he learned from his own mistake. That's a much better point there. There it is. There's the break. That moment he was looking for. That's why you have to keep competing and hanging around. Illigan had held 7 straight times. And now he's broken. Alfredo Perez steps to the line with something to feel good about. Gotta take his time. Lot 15. Pushing him hard to the right. And there's a forced error. Oh, that's so nice. He was just waiting on the connection. Early in this match, Perez has had a couple of those statement forehands where he lets it go and he knows he's going for it and he's looking to make a statement. That was a statement forehand if I've ever seen one. There's a serve volley. Great job. Hitting that slice wide again. That's a great spot. Oh. Oh. Oh, what a pass. What a shot. Illigan most certainly not as comfortable at net.
Paris leads 4 games. 1 set. And by 1 set.
And that's a big hole for Perez. Match that was airtight. And Illigan, ladies and gentlemen, most certainly with a little bit better execution, could have been ahead 3-love in this set. Instead was down 2-1 and then broken. So this score line could look a lot different, but it doesn't. If we're an if, right? So got ourselves a final, as we thought we would. 11 straight holds. 10 straight holds in the first set, and then Illigan broke Perez in the 11th game and then held out for 7-5. 3 holds here in the second, and then Perez breaks to go 3-1 and now consolidates and is up 4-1 in the second. Nice. There's just a big difference in body language right now. Oh no, it's exactly where you want to be. Illigan showing some vulnerability, not taking advantage of that high volley and closing out the pattern. He does not come in as often as Perez, but definitely needs to come in sometimes. But missing one like that sends the wrong message. This set is really moving in a different direction quickly. Mr. Perez. It almost feels like in a matter of seconds is up 5-1. It was 2-1. Really close games, and then I think if you're in Andre Illigan's shoes, you won the first set. Odds are against you to come back from 1-5, but you got to pick up your spirits and you got to connect back to the patterns. And he's just going big. He's a little upset right now and just kind of taking it out on the ball. But I think you want to get back into the reasons why you were successful and the patterns that favor you. Can't get down about the scoreboard. He had been so calm and so stoic, and right now I can feel his disappointment. I can see it a little bit in the way he's carrying himself. But you have to start playing better. So play better and get this 5-1 to 5-3, maybe even. Just get some positive playing momentum so that can carry you into the third set and you can win this match in 3. And sometimes, every now and then, you get lightning in a bottle and you can come all the way back from 5-1.
Perez leads 5-2, second set. First set over.
Illigan there with a break. Perez has a little cushion, though.
Time.
All right, Andrew Illigan out checking out the sun right now. Yeah, that's great footwork. I love the way Perez hits the big forehand to the big target and then moves up and gets in position for the short balls. Such a good job of just sort of cutting the court off and moving on diagonals to get the ball in this ideal strike zone. That was on display for sure in that point.
Oh man, come on, dude. Wasn't wide. What are you talking about? Of course it was, man. Right on the line. Shit. Crazy, man. Dude, every single person there. Why? Come on, ref.
Oh, no.
40-50.
That was almost the slowest serve he's hit all day. It was almost so slow that Perez wasn't sure how to deal with it or handle it. He misses another one.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Perez leads 5 games.
I don't think Illigan thought that his strategy would be to hit the slowest possible serve and just get free points, but I'm sure he's happy to take it. Oh, wow. Well, these guys are playing professional. So playing ball changes. And this is time for the new balls in this match. Even though it's not the beginning of a set like they would get them in college tennis. Perez with new balls, serving for the set. And a good serve +1 transition. Lob goes wide. 15 love. Routine, makeable backhand there. Got to take care of that business. Yeah, that's well done. Perez taking his time. Oh, it's wide. Not a good time for Illigan to try to make a direction change, heroic return. That's the time to put that ball in play. Double set point. And there it is. Alfredo Perez evens this final. And we are going the distance, ladies and gentlemen. First set 7-5. Second set 6-3. And we'll be back in 2 minutes for the exciting conclusion of today's final in the SoCal Pro Series men's singles, live at Lakewood Tennis Center here on Crack Rackets.
Alfredo.
This third set is going to be a doozy. Angele again is serving right now. Off to a quick start with an unreturnable serve, a great backhand, and a transition point. Is up 40-15 here with a change of shirt and maybe a change of attitude. Now Perez sends the backhand long, and Illigan holds and has his pep in his step back. A little bit of his swagger going again. He had lost it there towards the tail end of that second set when things didn't go his way. You are watching the SoCal Professional Series 15K Week 6, Lakewood Tennis Center. Live on Crack Rackets, Coach Mark Bay here. It's been mostly Alex Gruskin and Brian Finley all series long, but I've been able to get involved here for a couple of these weeks, and I'm so happy to have been connected to this professional tennis tournament. I feel it's just a wonderful idea and a great execution, and shout out to Southern California Tennis Association, Trevor Croneman, Chris Boyer, everybody that's been behind it. As you've been watching on the screen, all the different sponsors that make this possible. This has been I think a great idea, long time coming. And this is starting out a lot more the way Andre Illigan was playing in the first set. He definitely missed a few transition, just volley, overhead types of points there in the second that probably got him down a bit. But I feel that with a brand new ball change just recently at the 5-3 game in the second, these balls are still pretty new. And if you take some initiative, you're going to get the opportunity balls. Oh, ends up getting too close to it. Whenever your point of contact is too close, that isn't the time to try to create more space. Fredo Perez needs to pick up that serve and keep it going. That's helpful. Making those first serves. Bingo. He has hit that slice wide serve so well on this side of the court all match long. He's done a wonderful job hitting that mark, and it's paid dividends and giving him free points, short balls, and also, as you saw there, an easy serve volley put away. That's a tough one. There's been some moments in this match where he's had a look at some forehands and he's tried to find the Perez forehand corner. He hasn't been able to make those. Key moments now. You feel like in both sets, once one player was able to get a break, he was able to run away with the set. Not sure that that'll be the case here in the third, but so far that's been the storyline. The player that's gotten a break has won the set. And I mean first break by that, because there obviously were more than one break of serve in the second set, but the person that drew first break blood has been the one that won the set. More backhands missed by Illiken. It's kind of his bread and butter. Just not been able to maintain his level that he started out the match with. So clean, so precise. That's a little bit better. Heavy roll, draws a short ball, moves up, cracks it to the open court. Just long again, and ladies and gentlemen, we will see if that ends up holding to fruition. But Alfredo Perez is up a break in the third. Our number 5 seed, live ranking 481 in the world, 494 before we started, 222 in the world in doubles, has been battling from the moment he started this tournament. Tough straight setters, 2 3-setters, and now 3-setter again here in the final. He is getting his money's worth. Young man who was a Cuban immigrant. Got a great story. Longtime friend of mine, Robert Gomez, ended up meeting him and his father. They came to a little clinic, and the young lady looked at him and said, "Oh my gosh, he's too good for this," and sent him to one of the local tennis pros who's good, and Robert worked with him and became a top player, top national player, standout, multiple All-American honors at University of Florida. And now out playing on the Pro Tour. It's a great story for an immigrant coming to this country around age 9. Being able to chase the dream, chase the American dream, chase the tennis dream. That's the type of point that he wanted. Started hitting the high heavies into the Illigan backhand, pushing him back, moving up, changed direction, took the offense, and then wasn't able to string together the combination to go back to the open court. But I think that's for sure the type of point that Perez wants to play here in the third. That's always the tempt. Always tempting to take the first ball and want to go to the open court. But sometimes you need to do the boring thing and just go back cross court and play the geometry. I would say that was an example of one of those times. Goes down the line, gets it too close, misses. Love 15. Now we're talking double trouble. Of 30. Oh, I missed it. Perez goes to the backhand. Illigan guesses right. He's got a great look at it, but misses the passing shot. That's clutch. That is what you need to do sometimes to get yourself out of trouble. Got to hit a big time serve to a big time spot. Oh, wow. Great return. Good get. Great disguise on the feel and the drop shot back behind to the same area that was vacated. That's just really high level stuff. Illigan with a chance to break back.
I'm still in. baby. I'm still in it.
And
I'm
that
still in it.
forehand goes long. And so, yes,
Games off.
the pattern of one person running away with the set after the break, not the pattern for the third. Alfredo Perez is broken. Ale. Trying to get pumped up. A little lefty spin nastiness on that last forehand. Perez with the error. 15 love. And when Illiken comes up to serve on the ad court, he's just drifting wider and wider. He is creating so much width on that side of the court to try to get Perez wide. And Perez hasn't been able to take the return early and hurt him up the line. And this is just what the doctor ordered for Illiken and exactly what Perez should have tried to avoid after getting a break and going up 2-1 here.
Forty
40-15. Oh! Goes for the drop shot lob. Perez covers it, but he just misses the overhead wide barely by 1.5 inches. Oh my goodness. What a point. And we have ourselves a little bit of a seesaw momentum shift back and forth in this third set now. Mr. Illiken has only played one 3-setter this tournament. Straight sets in the first 2 rounds. Nail biter with Keegan Smith. And business as usual in the semi, 2-2. Today, a lot more turbulence coming from Alfredo Perez, who's played a mixture of great baseline and coming forward in this match. And now we're going to finish this out. Illiken up 3-2 in the third. Can he close the door on Alfredo Perez and win this title? 2 serving 3. Routine backhands with time, return of serves. I consider these to be what I call concentration shots in tennis. It's so important that you keep your errors low on the concentration shots, because your other parts of your game, like big serve, big forehand, need to be able to take more risk in some of those areas. Like that. That's a great forehand. Outstanding technique. Love the shot, the real estate. Hitting balls with more physicality through the sidelines is the way tennis is played. Back in the day, I was a young kid. I was a ball boy, and it was a lot different watching a Jimmy Connors versus McEnroe or Navratilova type of match. Tennis now is played three-dimensional planes, playing with the heaviness and playing with the width, balls going up and down and wide. Most certainly a function of fitness, strength, technology, poly strings. Margins are slim now, and Perez retreating, falling backwards, not having his footing. That's not the time to try to go inside in. That has to be cross court. But let's face it, he is most certainly had a long week and he's fatigued. He's got to hold it together for 20 more minutes here. Struggling on the routine backhand, and against a lefty, that's going to get you into trouble. Well played. Love that. Staying disciplined, going to big targets. You're down a break point. He needs to be able to hold it together like that on an average point. Shouldn't be down break point in that situation. A few routine checkout balls that dug him a hole in this game. Crucial hold right now after being up 2-1 a break. Don't want to lose 3 games in a row here. Deuce. And there's the serve and volley that he utilized so much in this tournament. Brought it back, but it's an open court volley to Illigan's forehand. Illigan had all kinds of time and choices and just dropped the topspin lob right out of the sky behind him. He's going to hit that volley to the open court. He needed to have a little bit more authority or keep it lower. Break point, Illigan. Oh, that's tough. Perez hangs. Illigan had him on the ropes, moving him around, definitely playing the type of tennis and point that he wants to play on his terms, and sends the forehand shanking wide. What a stand from Perez. Does not go down 4-2 right there. Got to keep an eye on that moment. That was a pivotal moment in this match if Perez comes back and turns this. Big serve down the tee. Oh, that's big boy tennis right there, ladies and gentlemen. That inside out forehand to me is, when he's playing well, that's his most dangerous shot. Because it comes off really big, but I don't think you read it that well. I think he can go either way with it. He chooses to go inside out. 3-all, and he's giving ground on the return again. That's not a hard serve. So you're giving ground on a serve that's not that hard, and the ball doesn't have any energy on it. It's landing short. That's a no-no. 15 love. Great 1-2 combo. Action's heating up here. That's much better discipline. Staying in the cross-court rally. Just shows you in tennis, you play a match like this, it's well over 100 points total played by these players. And then every point, it could be 6, 8 hits, 2 hits, 13 hits. There's a decision. There are hundreds of decisions tennis players have to make every single match. Nice ball. That just a little bit deeper, a little heavier, a little more penetration. Back to my point, so many decisions. Each 15-ball rally is 8 decisions that a player had to make. You compound that over sets and a full match and a full week. It's a lot of decisions that these players have to make. You're not going to always make the right one. Like that. On a game point, trying to go inside in with a backhand, missing it long. I would consider that not a good choice. Hold by Illigan. He now leads 4-3 in our final set. This one's going to the wire. You're watching SoCal Pro Series men's singles final 15K on crack rackets. There is a race. Indian Wells, and the qualifying is the carrot. The player at the end of 7 weeks that's a U.S. citizen living in Southern California or going to school in Southern California will get a wild card. Jacob Brum, who was a champion earlier this summer. Omni Kumar, Lerner Tien, Keegan Smith, Warren Wood on the men's side. women's side, Haley Guevara, Megan McRae, Catherine Hui, Kimmy Hance, Taylor Johnson. Strong list. Someone's going to have a wonderful opportunity at the end of this 7-week rainbow. That was a really deep forehand, skidding off the back of the line.
Come on, man. Come on.
30-15.
I saw you accepting it. How far? This? Got them.
(30-15). Alfredo Perez serving 3-4 third set. Ball's coming into his body. He just has to dance around with another step and a half of footwork. Got to do all the work. In that particular instance, he just ducked down a little bit. I think the sun is on that side. Illigan earlier, when it was about 11:30, was having a tough time being a lefty, and now at 12:18, it's about that time where it's challenging for a righty looking up. He was definitely shrinking and did not have any extension on that second serve. Huge break point opportunity. And that is a major league break right there. Shank. Perez just kind of wound up to hit one of those big ones and just didn't catch it flush. A little bit of a shank. It's hard to tell if he took his eye off of it from here, but sometimes that's what pressure can do for you. Not making the first serve at 3-4, 30 all, and doubling, carrying some of that residual into the next point. Maybe trying to hit the forehand extra heavy and didn't catch it on the strings, but unseeded Andre Illigan, starting the week 1,045 on the ATP Tour, the number 58 ranked player in college tennis, is serving for this match. well played. I think that Perez got a code violation after losing the last game. And Illigan started up 15 love, and now he's up 30 love. Showing some disgust there. But unfortunately paving the way for Illigan to play a shorter game to try to get this title. Oh, wow. That is clutch with a capital C. Playing a little cat and mouse. Illigan's trying to find a Perez backhand. Perez opens up the court. Illigan gets out there running well. Looking like a Marcelo Rios, roping the forehand up the line, feeling it, feeling good about himself. And with this momentum shift, is giving him 3 championship points. A little bit of a hot dog jump backhand. Ball wasn't that high. Didn't require that much of a jump. Oh, what a point. What a shot. What a drop volley. What a save. Woo. Alfredo Perez, as cool as a cucumber, erases that match point. Great tennis. Illigan makes a little bit of a gamble with the cutesy drop volley. And now 2 match points erased. 3rd match point coming with only a second serve to start it. Game, set, championship. Andre Illigan, 7-5, 3-6, 6-3. He gets over the hump. What a battle. Tough day and a tough week for Alfredo Perez to get all the way to the end. Oh, no, he's showing some disappointment there. To get all the way to the end and to come up short and lose both finals. It's obviously commendable and outstanding to make the finals. Difficult when you lose them. Never easy. He most certainly, had some opportunities today to possibly get the job done, but broken at 5-all in the first. He broke himself at 2-1 in the second and ran the table. But up a break here in the third set, 2-1, was not able to get in control. Lost the break back right away, and Illigan breaks again at 3-4. After a double fault at 30-all, opens up the door. Mr. Illigan gets over the finish line just by a nose. Number 1,045 in the world, unseeded here, wins the title. Well-deserved. Great job by the lefty. Outstanding week. This is, it's just the ebb and flow of tennis. 7 weeks of Southern Cal Pro Series scheduled. 6 in the record books now, and week number 7 actually still happens here at the Lakewood Tennis Center. So it's going to be run back. Eric Stevens and company coming right back to run it again. I feel that the choice of Southern California is great for this. The weather in Southern California obviously is outstanding for this to happen, because you need good weather to get through all the matches with both men and women playing at the same locations. So it's been fun, and also significant that they've put the necessary resources behind it to showcase it, to have Crack Rackets bringing this to you every one of these weeks for semi and final days. Has been great with all the other things that are going on. So I feel that the whole tennis ecosystem is benefiting a great deal from this. And I just couldn't be happier to have been part of it myself, to make this contribution and be spending these times and moments and minutes with you watching these championships unfold. So on behalf of myself today, Daniel Westoff, the producer extraordinaire, the entire gang at Crack Rackets, Dalton, Alexander the Great, I'd like to say thanks so much again for watching and tuning in today. Our champions, Hannah Chang, 1-all retire from Mary Stoyana as our ladies champion, and our men's champion, Andre Illigan, 7-5, 3-6, 6-3 over Alfredo Perez. Tune in next week. We'll be back again. And so very, very happy that you've taken the time to watch, and have a great Sunday.